Board Member Alba? Present. Board Member DeSclafani?
Here.
Board Member Moore?
Here.
Board Member Storms? Here. Supervisor Stanley?
Here. Entertain a motion to approve the previous town board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Supervisor financial report. January 2016. Portion of general tax warrant, $800,000. Lighting districts in full, $18,425. Police fees, $15. Ambulance fees, $4,042.99. Town clerk fees, $208.63. Cell tower, $1,543.38. Permit code officer zoning, $50. Building permit fees, $935. Dog licenses, $83.50. And gas fuel reimbursement for $60 for a grand total of $825,363.50. Communications. Month of February 2016. Tonight we have a resolution to update some of the fees for the zoning and planning activities. Our code officer Warren Tuck reviewed these and compared them to many of our neighboring municipalities. Since these fees have not been updated in some time, many are out of line with what our neighbors charge for the same services. It should also be noted that as with much of municipal governance these days, the work and paperwork required on behalf of the code officer is becoming more extensive, requiring more of his time to complete. These fees have been reviewed by the planning board and recommended for approval. And these fees will take effect upon adoption of the resolution tonight. Highway. We have a number of resolutions pertaining to necessary work to maintain our infrastructure. The first is to accept bids pertaining to a slope failure in Muddy Brook that went out to bid last year. The next two are to go out to bid for two bridges that failed during Irene. The Peck Hollow Bridge is to be funded by FEMA, and the Panther Kill Bridge is to be paid through the New York Rising Funds. We hope to have solid bids for both by next month and possibly move this work to construction over the coming spring and summer. Furthermore, Eric, Town Board Member DeSclafani, and I met with the CSEA representative and members of the Highway Department last week. It appears we have reached an accord agreeable to the members present. I cannot divulge any details at this time as the agreement needs to be ratified by the entire department, but if all goes well, we hope to have a resolution to adopt a new contract for next month. Ambulance, I've continued working on the calculations on the back wages for ambulance personnel. It appears our initial estimate of cost was lower than anticipated at first glance, as numbers have escalated over $100,000. I have one employee left to calculate, then we will have to await a full review by the Department of Labor to ensure that my calculations are correct. If approved by the U.S. Department of Labor, we will most likely have a resolution next month to dispense the wages over. Additionally, Chief Muller-Lilly and I have further reviewed our billing rates as we were notified at the end of last year that we were severely below local and regional averages for the charges billed. I'd like the board to review these figures over the coming month, and we will probably entertain a resolution at next month's meeting to upgrade these rates. Lastly, sales tax. There has been a rather recent and abrupt discussion from the county legislature pertaining to sales tax revenues and the agreement the county has to share this revenue with the towns in the city of Kingston. The county legislators are trying to justify reducing the shares given respectively to the towns from 3% to 2%. The towns in the city of Kingston are uniform in resisting this change. A small portion of sales tax revenue afforded each of us contributes greatly to helping us keep the taxes as low as possible in the face of the tax cap regulation and escalating costs for healthcare, general services, and infrastructure provided by the local municipalities. This measure is misguided and short-sighted. Here in Shandaken, as in all the towns, this move would reduce our revenue from sales tax 33%, equivalent to $40,000. To recoup those costs, the revenue would have to come directly from your property tax. That would have equated to a 2.25% increase in your property tax, which of course excludes any increases due to healthcare cost increases, salaries, office materials, and infrastructure. Know that the county derives its revenues from a large variety of sources, but not principally your property tax. As stated above, they receive 97% of the sales tax revenues generated by the local towns. Conversely, the local municipalities' revenues are primarily laden directly from your property tax, which is why many at the local level work diligently to try and keep them to the minimum. We are your neighbors and appear before you, if not throughout your daily routines, but publicly at meetings held close to your homes. The legislators at times seem to govern on high and come up with what they feel are grandiose schemes that appear to benefit you and try selling it to you like a sham wow infomercial. I ask each of you to call your legislator and voice your opinion in opposition to this plan. Further, I ask each of you to request your respective legislator to attend a local governing board meeting and explain their position on this matter. The supervisors and mayors of Ulster County are united in this effort, and we need your support. The next meeting is slated for Monday, March 7th at 7 p.m.
Is that on the town website how they can contact?
Their legislator,
Yeah.
it should be linked on the
Yeah, I can put
website.
it on the website and Facebook.
Yeah, it's on Ulster County.
You go to the Ulster County
I
website.
know.
Website.
Yeah.
Is Parity invited to come? Is John Parity?
John Parity is always welcome to come here, and Mr. Parity has always been aligned with our thoughts as far as townships have gone in the past. And I hope you would side with us on this issue. It really did just come up last minute
Yeah,
last
I
week,
know.
so. By the way, I had this thing. Does anybody else have any other communications, announcements?
The Phoenicia Business Association is doing a February food drive. Please help us fill boxes with canned food, jarred food, dry food, box mixes, and pet food for the Phoenicia Food Pantry at these participating businesses and nonprofits. They include Peekamoose Restaurant, Blue Barn Marketplace, Catskill Rose Lodging and Dining, The Nest Egg, Tenderland Home, Phoenicia Pharmacy, Phoenicia Library, Melange, and Amy's Takeaway.
Any other announcements? Board members? Joyce?
Yeah,
You've got a few-
in case you don't know, we got quite a few calls on this. People were kind of confused because Time Warner can be confusing. But they are going all digital March 15th, which basically means for people in our town, if you have a bedroom TV or an extra TV and you just have the cable plugged into it, used to be you just wouldn't get channel 23 and you get your basic cable, you won't get anything. So they do have free adapters, boxes, kind of like we went through before, but now you really need them. You need them for every TV. If you've already got a DVR or something on your TV, you won't need this, but this is for those extra TVs. And you call them at their 844-841-5085 number, and I ordered mine Friday and it came today.
Right,
So,
I got mine
and it's free.
Yeah.
So give them a call or contact them and they'll get those out to you. And if you need help putting them in, I think the ambulance and the police officer do it as well as the town clerk's office if you need help. It's very easy.
Just to add to that, note that it's not, as of June of next year, they're gonna start charging.
Right, 2017, but okay,
It's
by
free
then
for
they'll
now.
hopefully ask
As of
somebody.
everything, it's free for now.
Upcoming town events is a home cooked dinner at the Phoenicia Fish and Game this Wednesday, February 3rd, 5 to 7. The annual pancake supper, Shrove Tuesdays at Phoenicia Methodist Church, Tuesday, February 9th, 5 to 7. There's a free fly tying class Saturday, February 13th at the Phoenicia Library. Call Hank Rope to make a reservation. It's free, 254-59904. Phoenicia Fish and Game is having a community indoor yard sale on Saturday, February 13th, 10 to 3. Vendors could call Sonia at 657-8291 or contact Tammy at the Phoenicia Market. And we don't have enough time, so just please contact the Phoenicia Library's website, the Morton Memorial Library website, or the Pine Hill Community website for their events, because there's just too many to mention. Our Shandaken quarterly newsletters are just about finished, and they'll be available at the 2 gas stations in town, the 2 libraries, and the Phoenicia Market. And we're going to do these every season, kind of like to tell visitors and people who live here that may not go online or refuse to go online. Events coming up, important notices, and things happening. In fact, there's a few empty spaces, so we did put in there about Time Warner going digital, so people will be informed about that. And that's it.
Thank you. With no other communications from the board, I'd like to introduce Doris Bartlett with the SAVE program. Doris would like to update us on activities. Who's it going?
Do I have to stand up?
That'd be nice.
Okay, I just have a minute. I wanted to talk about SAVE, which is the Shandaken Animal Volunteer Effort. And that's a 501c3 organization. And that means you're donations that you want to give are tax exempt. The money we raise, a lot of it goes to support the shelter here. And just because sometimes there are operations or things that need to be done for the animals that are just beyond the cost, the budget for the town for the shelter. So we take care of those, extraordinary costs. And last year we raised a little over $8,000. That's in 2015. And a lot of it went to vet care for the shelter. And we also help out other animals in need in the town. So I just want you guys to be aware that the bills that you sign, there are usually more, and we're paying them for that. Money came from our yard sales, which is in the summertime, a Christmas sale, and just donations from people and their donation jugs throughout the town. Another project is supporting the Ulster Spay and Neuter project, and this is Joyce's idea. That she kind of gets me into these things. Ulster Spay and Neuter charges $55 to spay and neuter cats, and that's already a very good price if any of you have cats. Yeah. And also they get a rabies shot, by the way, too. But we're subsidizing that for Shandaken residents. So in other words, we're paying over half that $55. So when a Shandaken resident comes in, they'll only pay $25. You do have to sign up with Joyce at the town clerk's office and get your voucher, and they'll tell you what you have to do when you come when their van is next visiting. But we've last I heard we're up to 40 cats that we have.
40 cats.
And some of those are feral cats, so that's great because just anything we can do. And one thing we're looking into, it's not set yet, but is try to do something with dogs, which would not be the Ulster Spay and Neuter, but with another place that we can help subsidize that. Well, volunteers, we're always open for volunteers, like walking the dogs, even if you just want to help with the yard sale, we can always use somebody there. So if you have my name, it's Doris Bartlett, I'm in the phone book, or you can contact Joyce at Town Hall and they'll take the name and number for you. But, okay, that's it. I'd just like to keep you aware.
And also, if they want to make donations, they can make it directly through our website, through PayPal, which is safe.
Oh, yes, we do get that.
That works great.
And when we have a dog that really needs a couple of $1,000, we've had that. We have done that online, and we've gotten substantial donations that way.
Yeah.
But, thank you.
Thank you, Joyce. With that, we'll move on to committee reports. Chief Mulder.
Good evening. You have two things in front of you. The January 2016 report. We also have the 2015 year-end report. We'll go over the January report, and then we'll just highlight some things in the 2015 year-end report. So the January 2016 report, the town of Shandaken ambulance, total calls received was 50. Mutual aid was given 4 times, twice to the Olive First Aid Unit, once to the town of Lexington. Actually, it was 5 times, and 3 to the village of Fleischman's. My mistake. Mutual aid was not received. The bitter cold months of winter are upon us, albeit the past few days are a very poor indicator of that. And despite the somewhat mild respite from the norm that we have had for the past few months, it seems now that everybody's trying to warm up no matter where you go. With this, we habitually see a surge in the number of carbon monoxide alarm calls, chimney fires, and structure fire calls, particularly in the months of January and February. At the sake of sounding like a broken record, please do the following to safeguard yourself and your family during the peak heating season, as these are just a few of the issues we encounter the most. Ensure that you have multiple working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and test them regularly. Change the batteries on a regular interval as well. Have heating appliances and chimneys properly serviced and cleaned at prescribed intervals. When disposing of wood-burning stove debris, please dispose of it away from the house or combustibles. Give space heaters space. Do not utilize space heaters near combustibles. Keep children and pets away from heating appliances. As household fires, carbon monoxide poisoning, and burns are rare events, they pose a huge risk at this time of year and have long-lasting effects on everyone involved. Please stay safe and enjoy the rest of the few cold months remaining. I'm not going to go over the entire year-end report because I'll put you to sleep, but the total calls received in 2015 was up from 2014 by 16 calls, despite the fact that we were not very busy at the mountains. February was our busiest month. That seems to be becoming a trend. And also of the greatest note, more than 50% of our calls were answered in the less than 9 minutes and 59 seconds dispatch to arrival, which is the gold standard that the Commission of Accreditation of Ambulance Services puts out. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but in a town of 119.8 square miles, that's a pretty incredible feat. Just the large geographic area and that response time is an amazing thing. So thank you for your support, and look forward to working with you guys in the coming months. Thanks.
Thanks, Rich. Police, Chief Story.
I don't have a depth report as Rich does. Excellent job.
You're better.
Yeah. For January, we handled 214 calls for service, 8 arrests, and 59 summonses were issued. Just want to remind everybody that the stealing items from unlocked cars is just a crime of opportunity. So lock your cars, and chances are these guys will move on to the next. We're not the only town that got hit with them. Olive got hit with them a couple of months ago. The city of Kingston gets hit with them on a regular basis, just about every night. So just make sure you lock your cars. Thanks.
Mr. Water.
The water system is functioning very well, according to Rick, which is really nice. No surprises this past month, but his truck is in dire straits. So there's more rust than there is truck at this point. And, what else was wrong now? It's not starting right? He's having a problem starting. It's got issues.
Get out and push it.
Exercise.
An old ambulance or
So that's it. Next meeting is on the 17th, Wednesday at 6:30.
Just so you know, the CDBG application, I put the paperwork in, it's actually going in tomorrow. So we should be set to go. And by the way, the schedule that they've set up, they want to be aggressive, so they're hoping to get a lot of this work done, or they started this year.
Candace involved with that, or?
Candace is going to help out where she can, but she's pretty pumped right now herself. So.
Great. Thanks.
Pioneer Water report. Museum, Rich could not make it tonight. Recreation, Martin.
I'll come more. Primarily, what we're excited about moving forward to is an improvement plan that the Recreation Board came up with and Robin's been reviewing. Part of that plan involves seeking additional funds with an O'Connor Foundation grant for Smith Park, where we intend to restore tennis, to sort of shore up the basketball court, and to expand it so we have a soccer practice field. I brought with me tonight a draft of that grant application. I want to give to Tim and to Rob to look over, only those folks because Tim's our liaison. We want to complete it and get it in for the March round, so that's what happened.
So just to follow up on that, I know there was certain things we had for the O'Connor grant, but there was other desires by the committee to look at upgrades in the parks. So we have a smart growth grant opportunity that is coming up, and it is due mid-month. I didn't have time to put the resolution in, but I mentioned to the board members that we would do a motion tonight, and I'd like to throw some of the things in there for disc golf, as well as the chipmunk spring popper thing, the moon
Yep.
climber.
Yep.
So we can cover most of the parks and see if we can get some more stuff done.
That's terrific.
Right, so.
We're very excited with this support. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Is the trail in Pine Hill also in the purview of the rec committee? And can we get an update on that?
The Greenway Trail?
The trail from the Smith Park up into the town and over to the DEC? Wasn't there a feasibility study for that?
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about it. It was about the bridges, doing the bridges over the stream. We had a feasibility study. We got a grant from Shandaken Watershed Stream Management Program to look at possible bridges and stream crossings to get more connection with the park and Main Street and the assets, the recreational assets throughout Pine Hill. Feasibility study showed that the bridges may not be as feasible as we would want them to be, so they're a little expensive. But it may be something that we may piecemeal. Again, we were going to get together and talk with the Shandaken Watershed people about possible future grants through them. It may be something to bring up with the New York Rising folks as well, to try to get these interconnected trails. We will be having another Pine Hill 2020 meeting coming up at the end of this month. Flyers will be going out shortly, and we'll be discussing it there and see where we go from there. So with that, we'll move on to public comments and resolutions. If there's no comments, move on to motions. So I would ask for a motion to authorize me to apply for smart growth funding for, as it describes, park equipment, as well as park signage, solar lights for the main signs. Again, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're kind of dark. So we want to do some solar lighting on those, as well as probably this sign outside, and probably some landscaping. So just simple stuff that we hope we can get done within the year. We'll see if the DC likes it.
No, so Marty, when's the next rec meeting?
The board doesn't have a scheduled meeting in the month of February because many of them are traveling.
All right.
We're in contact with email in this grant
Okay.
process.
All right.
I don't have one scheduled.
So do you need a motion for that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to the resolution.
This first resolution is one from last month that we didn't have all the information on to pay bills. Resolution 5316, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require the town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $28,946.24. Highway, $251,116.76. Phoenicia Water, $6,818.31. Pine Hill Water, $259.74. Phoenicia Lights, $1,091.05. Chichester Lights, $149.34. Pine Hill Lights, $609.43, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Allen?
Yes.
Board Member Discipline?
Yeah.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Stoll?
Yes.
Supervisor Savage?
Yes.
Resolution 5416, resolutions to pay all bills. Whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $29,370.90. Highway, $32,090.42. Phoenicia Water, $4,629.22. Pine Hill Water, $368.96. Phoenicia Lights, $1,047.34. Chichester Lights, $145.67. Pine Hill Lights, $590.69 for a grand total of $68,243.20. And I move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Allen?
Yes.
Board Member Discipline?
Yes.
Board Member Malloy?
Yes.
Board Member Stoll?
Yes.
Supervisor Savage?
I don't know if we laid out these resolutions like this one. It's always-
Oh, yeah.
Resolution 5516, resolution to amend building zoning fee schedule. Whereas pursuant to Town Code, Section 7416, the town board may amend by resolution the building, planning, and zoning fees. Whereas the town board of the town of Shandaken has reviewed and unanimously approved the following changes, therefore be resolved, the town board set forth the following fee schedule as submitted by the building zoning department.
Planning board,
I'm sorry. Planning board of the town of Shandaken has reviewed and unanimously approved. No, me, don't get on him for 5, 6. Okay, so application permit, building permit. The old was no change, same cost as valuation plus certificate of occupancy fee. Fine for working without a permit. The old was, there was no non-existent, the new fee is $250. Fence permit, the old fee was $30, new one is $45, which includes certificate of compliance. Alternative heating appliance permit, old fee was $50, new fee is $65, including certificate of compliance. Demolition permit, old fee was $55 with a $50 refund, new fee is $70, which includes a certificate of compliance, no refund. Sign permit was $55, new fee $70, includes certificate of compliance. Logging permit, $100, new fee, no change. Floodplain permit, $100, new fee, no change. Special permit, old fee was $100, new fee, same plus certified mailing fee. Subdivision, old fee was $110, new fees, no change. Lot line adjustment, $50 per lot was the old fee, no change on the new fee. Area variance, $50 for the first, $25 each additional. New fee is same plus certified mailing fee. Use variance is $100 was the old fee. New fee is $100 plus certified mailing fee. Manufactured mobile home, old fee was $150. New fee is $175 plus foundation cost. Engineer contractor must be certified. Old fee for certificate of occupancy was $25. New fees no change.